Hello, and welcome to Resilience Radio. I'm Irvin Eisenberg, host of the show and owner of Resilience Occupational Therapy. Today's episode is a little briefer than most, and it is a final installment of the four-part installment with Steve Watson. And in this episode, we are discussing some of his particular quirks. I'll save that for you to hear in a little bit. As always, the opinions on this show are not meant to be medically diagnostic or prescriptive in any way, and I like to just showcase a variety of different perspectives. So I don't necessarily endorse or approve of everything said by my guests, but like to just give people different perspectives. Enjoy.
Yeah.
One more question I had for you, if you're up
Yeah.
for it.
I don't know if you can see the snow or it's not a good, but through the window, it's giant flakes coming down. Might not show up well, but
I think I could see it to some degree, and the video recording may pick it up better than what I could see.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
So you often have stuffed animals with you,
I do.
and that I'd be curious. It seems like a particular quirk of yours, and I'd be curious if you could speak to that. I know that the first time I met you was in a class at Martial Arts Summit, and you brought some worn out stuffed animal there, and I've seen other members of the family.
Yes. Yeah. So I find this is Luna Wolf on my lap right now, a budding poet, and this is Xiaobu the panda. So in my field, the martial arts field, I find that there is often a ritual and reflexive pomposity, uh, and an overly serious affect that people put on or impose or expect in the martial arts world, because we do very serious stuff. And I find that if I have a stuffed animal and I know what I look like, I'm a big, bear of a guy. If I have a stuffed animal with me, it signals to people that this will be a less strident kind of a person, a less starchy and formal kind of a person. And so it helps with approachability. And I think it reminds people that we're not going to put up with too much stodginess. So it tends to lubricate things and open doors and soften the scenario. I have a medical bear, Bearly Bear, who comes with me to all my medical appointments, and I'll tell the medical practitioners, like, look, he's smiling, and he's all bandaged up in every which way, but he's got a permanent smile. And I say that's a pretty good sign when we're doing all this very serious medical stuff, that you can still
you
have
tilt
a
your
lap.
camera down so we can see who's in your lap a little better?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I have the room that I'm in is full of stuffed animals, but I'm sat where you probably can't see him. We have Claude Monet here, the meditating cat. We have Xiaobu. We have an unnamed frog. We have Luna Wolf. That's who I'm reaching anyway. There's probably more, but the room is full of them. Yeah, and so I tend to have a stuffed animal at every class, and often it's not noted. People don't pick them up and pet them and say hi, but it's part of the background, right? It's like it's a subtle reference to playfulness, which is a real Taoist idea, and a rigorous rejection of formality. And one thing I'll say is, from a Taoist point of view, it's very easy to think of Taoism as not serious, but what it does take seriously is play. So I actually take play more seriously than most serious people take serious things. so it's not like a reckless or childish playfulness. It's a childlike rather than childish playfulness. And the stuffed animals are cute. So it's very, very fun to see them and and hold them and talk to them and so forth. And then of course, like a lot of things, this is a squirrel I have for one of my students who loves squirrels. So she was in a Zoom session yesterday, so the squirrel was right here. And one of the nice things about them is that once you have a few, you end up collecting more because somebody will think of you and they'll bring one, and then you'll see another one that goes with it. So I think it's a little bit like tribbles. Once you have one or two, you have a whole lot more.
Oh, so you have a special one that goes with you to all your medical.
Yeah, and he's by the front door because I just came back from the oncologist a few minutes ago, so I can't reach him. But that's Barely Bear, and people that follow my Facebook will follow #BarelyBear, and I take pictures when I go to my medical appointments with him. Like today, he was on the scale and in the waiting room and on the exam table, and then afterwards, I'll do a post with those pictures. Uh, and then I can quickly update. Here's what my latest medical stuff was for people, but it's very accessible. It's just pictures of me and the bear, or just the bear, but it lets people follow the journey in kind of a like a less scientific way. Like I'm not saying here's the results of the test and here's how you read the results, and it's just a couple pictures of a teddy bear in the medical scene. And often when I go to the when I return to doctor's visits, the nursing staff will ask about Barely Bear before they ask about me. So that happened this morning. The Yvette was like, "Oh, how's Barely Bear?" I'm like, "Me? How about me? Do you want my blood pressure?" And so so she changed one of his bandages today and put him on the scale, and then she took care of me. So and nobody's ever asked for a copay for him, so that's pretty cool.
Man, he's got great insurance.
He's got great insurance, yeah. And I took him to a workshop I did in upstate New York last year because he doesn't travel with me to workshops. Piglet, who goes to workshops with me.
That's who I met first. Okay.
Yeah, so Piglet would have been there, but all of those students really wanted to meet Barely Bear in person. So I brought Barely Bear and I did the whole workshop. And at the end of the day, I was kind of cleaning up and grabbing my bag. And there was like, I forgot now, but there was like $50 or $40 or something stuffed into him. Like he got a tip. I couldn't believe it. So that was pretty cool. That's another reason to leave him out, And I don't know who left it, but it was a pretty cool, nice gesture. Yeah, so it's just it softens things.
Mm-hmm.
I always say it helps prevent outbreaks of seriousness. So that's how I refer to it.
Well, there's a million more questions I have for you, but I think they should wait for another day.
I really enjoy spending the time with you, so it's really, really, really cool.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and
thank you, brother.
Great
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Look at all of them. Well, I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did with Steve Watson. That was our last in the series of 4 with him. And as you probably gleaned from this is a video as well as audio now. So for those of you who are interested in checking out our more recent episodes of Resilience Radio, you can find them on YouTube at Resilience OT Radio. I'll also leave in the show notes for that, so you can always check that out, and subscribing to the YouTube channel there helps build up that YouTube, and then you can see all the different videos and you get actually to put a face to the voice. In any case, I hope you enjoyed. The music is brought to you by Aaron Marcus with their tune Some Biological Process, and until next time, take care.